Welcome everybody to another SeemsGoodMagic video. I'm your host Sam. Today is Wednesday, which means our 48-hour live stream is live. So go check out all that stuff, www.twitch.tv/INEZENES27. So we open 4 good green cards in the best color. We are trying out the friendly single game draft league, which basically you play individual games against different opponents until you get to either 7 wins or 4 losses. I don't know. I'm just trying it out. Love Ridgescale Tusker, but Rishkar Pima Renegade's just too good. I mean, of all these green cards, she's the best, and Ridgescale Tusker is like almost another Virtuous Gear Hulk. I mean, just unbeatable so often, but Pima's great in the early game, great in the late game. I think it's definitely Pima, although Ridgescale Tusker is also fantastic, of course. So now we get a Scrounging Bandar. We could also take a Skyship Plunderer. This card is definitely good. So, for each kind of counter on target permanent player. So, yeah, so basically with this and Rishkar, I could like double counters on things. That being said, I'm just going to stay in green because I really think Scrounging Bandar is an elite 2-drop. So, there you go. For what it's worth, I don't have that many drafts in this format. I think I had 8 or 9, so definitely still like on the slow side. Spire Patrol is very, very good, but we're not anywhere near that. We want to play our 2 cards. I think Aether Chaser is probably the second best card in this pack, and Green-Red Aggro is a very, very good deck. So I'm going to take that here. Also, the 1/1s work well with the 1/1 counters. A lot of the red removal goes with a lot of the green cards, because a lot of the green cards are 2 and 3 drops, like Druid of the Cowls, and a lot of the red cards, like Scrapper Champion and Chandra's Revolution, are 4 drops. It kind of... But then in the last pack it switches, right? Because all of a sudden you have, like, Weldfast Monitor Spireside Infiltrators in red as 3 drops, and you have, like, Hunt the Weaks and Pima Outriders in green as 4 drops. So the way the deck works is very interesting. That being said, Scrapper Champion is a bomb, and we can't pass it. Don't get me wrong, Chandra's Revolution is fantastic, but Scrapper Champion is just like a 3/3 double strike for 4. It's almost always a 2-for-1. I love a Chandra's Revolution, and I'm worried about passing it and a Druid of the Cowl, but I think Scrapper Champion is just too good to pass, especially when you have things like Pima Outrider to put an extra counter on it if you want, or Scrounging Bandar to make this like a 6/6 double striker for 4. I mean, the list goes on and on. Also, Green-Red can generate energy, so that's something that it has going for it. This is a very good black pack. Right, you have Foundry Hornet, Ironclad Revolutionary, Defiant Salvager. I think Salvager is actually the best black card of these. Foundry Hornet's fine, but not great. Welder Automaton has actually really, really surprised me. So it's an artifact, and that matters. It's a 2-drop, and that matters. It has late game. It does stuff in the late game, which is fantastic. Most 2-drops don't. I think it's actually better than Verdant Automaton, just because it's a 2/1 early, so it can trade with 2-drops, whereas Verdant Automaton isn't fantastic until turns 5 or 6, and even then you have to be able to devote mana to this and not something else. Sweatworks Brawler is okay, though, although I've never played it, to be honest. I've never played it. I'm just going to take a Welder Automaton here. I think it's a fine card, a fine filler card. We get a Lanthnu Sailback here. Don't love it, just a random 5/4. The best card in the pack might actually be like an Augmenting Automaton. That being said, I don't hate Filgrid Crawler. I'm just going to snag one. The last 2 packs have been subpar, but the first 4 were so good that I think our deck's going to turn out to be good anyways. So yeah, so definitely go check out all the Twitch stuff happening. I got this new webcam setup thing that's happening, right? I have like protective foam armor, new microphone. I don't know. I'm kind of upgrading the space a little bit to try to make the streams and everything a little more professional, right on time for the 48-hour live stream, so that's always going to be good. So if you have any tips or tricks, if you know something I don't, if whatever, just let me know. Totally, definitely open to all of that fantastic feedback. We get 2 Chasers of Revolution, so green's not open, and we can definitely get out of green. But our 2 green cards are so strong, and we're not really seeing anything else, that we're just, like, pretty happily in red right now. 2 Aether Chasers, a Chandra's Revolution, and a Scrapper Champion. I mean, oh my goodness. So, the way these queues work, and the reason I kind of wanted to try it is because it's you just play matches. I guess the most games you could play is 11, right? Till 7 wins or 4 losses. And if you get 7 wins, you get 120 play points. So you get all of your money back because it costs 12 tickets to enter. And anything less than that, it's like a scale. So I think 6 is like 100, 5th is 80, etc., 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 something like that. I'm going to take a Night Market Guard here. Wrangle is, I think, only... Wrangle's playable, but I think it's only best in the... Or I think it's best and really only like a card you're happy to main deck in the black-red decks with a lot of sacrifice effects or sacrifice outlets like Defiant Salvager. Now, if we end up black-red, I'm definitely going to miss a Wrangle, and we totally could, right? Because we have Waldar Automaton and Filigree Crawler. That being said, Night Market Guide is a card that I think you play in most of your decks, and you're okay with. So I'm just going to take that, because I haven't seen a lot of black being open, and my 2 green cards are very good, and that means I could get green in the next pack, and since green's the best card. Also, I could wheel a green card from that first pack, right? We had a Druid of the Cowl, a Ridge Scale Tusker, a Revolutionary. There were 3 very solid green cards in that first pack. Oh, we didn't wheel it? Okay, I'm an idiot. Sorry. Never mind. So, anyway, so we didn't wheel any of the green cards. So we're probably not getting green next pack. I thought we were 1 pick away from wheeling. But anyway, so maybe we then... I don't know. Maybe we do take a ring? I don't know. I still think we take a Night Market Guard. The issue is if we end up red-black and we have like 3 Defiant Salvagers or something, then we're going to want the Wrangle. But any other scenario, I think we want the Night Market Guard. So green's quickly snagged up, which is fine. We don't have to be heavy green. We can be heavy red splash green. We get a Dark Imitations, which is like a terrible card. I actually don't mind it taken to custody. We could be blue-red, and taken to custody is fantastic in the blue-red decks. Yeah, this is what I was talking about. Night Market, or Defiant Salvager. Could take an Implement of Malice, and could take another Night Market Guard. Could take a Natural Obsolescence, or could take a Defiant Salvager. We're not that far away from a black-red sacrifice deck. And Natural Obsolescence is like very replaceable, and we probably don't want 2 Night Market Guards, so I'm just going to take Defiant Salvager. We're not very far away from a red like, if we get like another Salvager or something, and we take out green cards for Defiant Salvagers, Wrangles, etc., then we're kind of in the deck. That deck definitely wants at least 1 resourceful return, so that is good. For those who don't know, the black-red or sacrifice deck is a deck that is basically like half the way you win is just making a huge Defiant Salvager, or if you're lucky enough, you like a Yeheni or something like that. Wow. And the other ways you win are just like tempoing like your opponent out with a very aggressive start. So we could definitely be in that deck. If so, you definitely want Wrangles because they... And we get a Sky Ship Raiders. Best card in the pack. There's not any like competing green cards. Servo Schematic is really, really good in the sacrifice deck because it's just so many counters, so many free tokens, etc., etc. So we're definitely looking for this to wheel because we could definitely still be in that deck. That being said, I'm a little sad we don't have the Wrangle, but Carry Zev is also fantastic in that deck because you attack, you get the 2-1, you sacrifice the 2-1 to Defiant Salvager at the end of the turn. Oh, it's at the end of combat. Never mind. Just take away everything I just said. That being said, Carry Zev is going to be good. There's a Leopard, an Onslaught, a Perilous Predicament, a Cruel Finality. Hungering Flames is really, really good. I think we have to take Hungering Flames because while Mantra's Onslaught is fantastic, we don't know if we're in green. In Hungering Flames is pretty good as well, so I'm just going to take Hungering Flames because we're definitely in red. We don't know if we're in green yet. We get another Guard. We get another Scrounging Bandar. We get a Mobile Garrison. Aether Swooper for our red-blue deck that's just not coming together. So maybe black's not open. People just think all these cards are... People just don't value those cards very highly. I value them highly, I don't know. We could take a Lifecrafter's Gift. This card's actually pretty good. That being said, I think I just take a Scrounging Bandar here. Like, it works so well with Pima, like, with Rishkar, I should say. Alright, I'm going to take a Bandar here. I don't know what colors exactly we're in, but we're in something like this. So, again, more blue stuff. I think Aether Swooper is better than Shielded, Aether Thief, and better than Ice Over. Spark Patrol is the second one. We've seen this draft. It's obviously absurd. We could take an Enraged Giant here because we are going to be able to cast it. But I'd rather take a Lifecraft Cavalry or a Chandra's Revolution. I think I just take the Revolution. Again, it's red. It's fantastic. We have a lot of creatures already, so now we're just filling it out with removal. This is kind of the spot that I want to be in these decks, is I want to have a ton of 2-drops, a ton of 3-drops, and a lot of removal. I've drafted quite a few like 15 land, very low curve decks in this format, and all the decks I've drafted like that, like 15 land, very low curve, have all been great. So could take a turret. Turret's good because it works with Scrapper Champion, and it works with the 2 Aether Chasers. Meanwhile, Aether Herder's good because it does the same thing, and it makes a 1/1, but that's not fantastic. Gifted Aetherborn is obviously the best card in the pack, but we're so far away from that. We could take an... I was going to take an Aether Poisoner at the end. I was going to say that Aether Poisoner is very good with Defiant Salvagers and good with Aether Chasers, because it gives you energy, so even if you don't want to attack with a Poisoner, you can attack with a Chaser and get, you know, the same effect. So I was actually going to end up taking the Poisoner, but that being said, Gifted Aetherborn is still a fantastic card, so happy to have it. So we're either blue-green or blue-black at this point. It really depends on what happens here. We just get a shock. Not blue, I'm sorry. Red-green or red-black. Shock is fantastic. So I think our green is a little better. We also didn't get any green this pack. So what are we playing if we play black? We're playing 2 Defiant Salvagers, an Augmenting Automaton. Ugh, I hate playing this Gifted Aetherborn just because double black is so hard. I wish this was an Aether. Yeah. I wish this was the other card, but that's not that big of a deal. We get a Leopard and another Welder. I mean, we get another Leopard, we get a Leopard, and Leopard is like a really, really good card. Alright, we might just be green. I mean, our 4 black cards just might not be good enough. I think we're just green. Again, unless there's like a long run of cards at the end of the pack like there were last time, I think we're just green. We have 1, 2, 3 great removal spells, 4 great removal spells, sorry, with Hungry Flames. We have Rishkar. I mean, what we're missing is we're missing something big to do with Rishkar, right? Rishkar is really great because it allows you to tap all your creatures with counters on them for mana. That being said, it just putting, like, it being a 4/4 for 3 is also really, really good because you can, you know, you can put a counter on it and a counter on something else. So if you play like an Aether Chaser, all of a sudden you play Rishkar on turn 3, you have a 3/2 first strike and a 3/3, and they can both tap for mana. So that's really, really useful. However, in order to use that to its full, like, capacity, you really need big things, right? We don't have those yet. We'll get those. Like, even a Cowl Prowler or something like that is pretty playable in this deck. We don't have any Druid of the Cowls, though. But basically what I'm saying is we don't have any of the big green payoffs, but we have enough green stuff, and it's just a good enough card on its own that I'm probably okay with it. I think I'd still rather have it than the Ridgegale Tusker, but just because we're in like a more aggressive deck, but Ridgegale Tusker is so, you know, there's no hate in that. Sweatworks Brawler I have not tried yet. Siege Modification I've tried and was fantastic. Huh. I mean, Siege Modification was so good when I played it, like, almost unbeatable when I played it. And I like Sweatworks Brawler. I do. It's pretty good with the Chasers and the Automaton, right? If I play Chasers or an Automaton on turn 2, then I can just play Brawler the turn after. But Siege Modification is just so strong. The issue is when they kill your creature. Yeah, I'm just going to take a Brawler. I think Brawler can be okay here. Again, I played Siege Modification once. It was in a blue-red tempo deck where I also had the 7-11 in there, and my entire game plan was just to like play the 7-11, play the Siege Modification, and kill you. Well, not my entire game plan, but a lot of my game plan. It actually worked out surprisingly well, believe it or not. Alright, we get a High Spire Infusion. We get a bunch of cards that don't matter. Just taking the Infusion. Great Pump Spell, works great with the Chasers, works great with the Scrapper Champion, works great with the Leopard. I mean, our deck is really coming together here. Very happy about it. This is a very, 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 very strong red-green aggro deck. We might need like 1 5-drop and some more 3s. A Voltaic Brawler would put us over the top. A Harness Lightning would put us over the top. Stuff like that. Not taking Caught in the Brights. Could take a Precise Strike. I actually don't hate this card. But we already have High Spire Infusion, and we might need 3-drops, and Night Market Guard's actually not a bad 3-drop in this deck because all the things... Yeah, it's just not that bad. Can block extra stuff. I don't know, maybe we take a Precise Strike. Yeah, we probably don't need another Night Market Guard. Alright, we'll take a turret. Not happy about playing a turret, but we will take one. I think I'm higher on Filigree Crawler than most people are. So I'm actually not afraid to play a Filigree Crawler in a deck like this. While I think most people think it's a control card, I think I'm a little bit higher on it than most people. So. Also, I know I'm usually drinking a smoothie, but today is kombucha day. If you don't know what kombucha is, we're about to learn a little bit about it. It is a fermented tea. You use a SCOBY in order to ferment it. It's like a mushroom. You leave it in there for like 7 to 12 days. You bottle it with some flavor. This one is orange, lemon, ginger. Exciting. You leave it out at room temperature, hopefully in the dark, for like 2.5 days until it gets fizzy like soda. And then you have orange, lemon, fermented tea. It's supposed to be really good for you. I think it's good for you. I don't know. That's what they tell me anyways. Pack number 3. Let's go. Midnight Oil, not playable. Renegade Freighter in there. Oh my gosh. In there! Alright. Happy with a Freighter. Again, please don't forget to go check out the live stream. As this goes up, I believe Alex is going to be streaming on twitch.tv/enes27. He's also going to be hosting everybody though, so if you just want like one place for the whole live stream, just go there. Inspiring Vantage is interesting, but it doesn't actually do anything. What does Armorcraft Judge do? It's good with Scrapper Champion. It's good with Rishkar. It's good with 1, 2, 3, 4 cards in our deck. It's pretty good. Thriving Grubs. Could take a Brazen Scourge. Could take a Pima Outrider. I think I take an Outrider, and hopefully I wheel one of these 4 cards. I'm happy to play all of them. Like, I'm even happy to play the Sage just because we have so much energy stuff in our deck. I think I just take the Outrider. It's Outrider or Scourge. I think I just take Outrider. Outrider's never a bad pick. Alright, now we kind of get hosed a little bit. Renegade Tactics, Iron League Steed, Reckless Fireweaver, Willy Bandar, High Spire Artisan. We wish we were anywhere near this Cloud Blazer. We're just not. Not excited about Artisan. Not excited about Steed, but I'm going to take the Steed. Just, well, I mean, what can I say? Not excited about it. Really dislike whiffing on your 3rd pick in a pack, but that's what we just did. Just a complete and utter whiff. Also, please let me know how everybody did the pre-release. Genuinely interesting. My pre-release story is Midnight. I was in a green-white vehicles deck with 2 of the 3-mana 6/6 crew 4 vehicles that if you tap, if you pay 1 and 1 white, you can crew anything. And so I just had a deck. I somehow had a deck with 2 of those. A SRAM, so I drew cards every time I played a vehicle, and like 8 other vehicles or something. The deck was absurd. I could take an Ornamental Courage. I think I can get one of those later if I need one, though. This deck could really use a War Giant. Again, like, you need some way to top out sometimes, and that's a good curve topper. Definitely could still use. So if I had to pick the next 4 cards I'm going to get, I would, or the next 4 cards that are going to make this deck, I would take like 2 3-drops and a 2-drop. But that's just me. Maybe a removal spell. Maybe a Harness Lightning. But anyway, so I went 3-1 there, and then the noon, I had the noon on Saturday, so I played the midnight and the noon. With the 2 pre-releases I played, I had to schedule them around football, of course. I played a green-black deck. The green-black deck I played had the green expertise in it, which just did so much work for me, like coming back from behind, etc., etc. So those are the 2 decks I played. I went 3-1 and 4-1, or 4-0. So please let me know how you did. Let me know what you played. Let me know what you thought, etc., etc. Bowmat Bazaar Barge, Thriving Grubs, Bowmat Courier. All these cards are insane. It's definitely not Foundry Inspector. It's probably not Bowmat Bazaar Barge. It's probably Chandra's Power Helix or Thriving Grubs, to be honest. It could also be Bowmat Courier. There's totally a chance it's Courier. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We have 6 2-drops. Do we really want another one? Especially when we might be wheeling one from the first pack? Or we could just take a Pyro Helix. We have 1, 2, 3, 4. We only have 4 removal spells. We might want another removal spell. I'm going to take another removal spell. Alright, I mean, I wish that was a Harness Lightning, but what can you do? Alright, we get a Spireside Infiltrator here, which is a great 3-drop. I don't think we need an Appetite from the Unnatural, because I think we just need a 3-drop, so I'm going to do that instead. Again, very, very good, solid aggressive deck we have here. I mean, there's not a lot else I can say about it. We have 6 solid 2-drops that we're going to be happy to play. We have a Carry Zev, we have a Rishkar, we have a Scrapper Champion, 2 Chandra Revolutions, a Hungry Flames, a Shock. I mean, what can you do? This deck is very, very good. I don't know about this format, like the playing games but not matches thing. We're going to find out. It means that there's no sideboarding, which is really interesting, which I think is probably good for us because we're so aggressive that, you know, people will probably sideboard into more stopping, more blocking. Like, they'll probably side in all their 2-drops to try to, like, block our stuff, but if we just, like, don't let them sideboard because of this weird format, maybe we get paid off in the end. Not exactly sure how that's going to work. Also, because of the beginning of a format, a lot of people are taking their time, so the first couple draft videos, of course, are going to be longer than the ones at the end of the format when everybody's, like, very used to drafting and it goes very quickly, so that is something to keep in mind as well. Also, tomorrow, I'm going to be putting out a new type of video, so definitely stay tuned for that. Let me know how you think that goes. I've been editing it for, like, the last 30 minutes, and I think it's pretty good. But I'm not always sure with those. We could take an Attune with Aether because it goes with 2 Chasers and a Champion. Or, so the thing is, those come with their own energy, and we also have a High Spire Infusion. But it would really help if we had more energy. But we could also just take a Build to Smash. This seems like a very good Build to Smash deck. Yeah. Alright, we'll put a Renegade Tactics in the board. I guess we'd rather play a Renegade Tactics than a Demolish. We could also play a Precise Strike if we have to. We also have a Consulate Turret if we really need to make energy, but I doubt it. I think we're going to be able to find like a 30 or 23rd playable in here somewhere. I guess I'm taking a Foil Island. I'm most likely to play a Foil Island over anything else just because it's foil. I'm not exactly sure. I don't think we ended up wheeling anything from that insane green pack, did we? We're already at 39 cards. So it would be this next pick or the pick after? Not exactly sure. Remember that insane pack with like the Thriving Grubs and there's the Thriving Grubs and a Sage of Shalia's Claim that we were both like interested in if they came around. We would definitely love any of those. I would also love an Attune with Aether, although obviously we're not going to see another one because we didn't see any on the first time around. But that being said, would have loved to have it for, again, the 2 Chasers. The thing about the really good energy cards, like, oh wow, we get them both this pack, cool. The really good thing about like Scrapper Champions and Aether Chasers is they're great on their own anyways. And that's why I think Thriving Grubs is a pick here over Sage of Shalia's Claim. There's no reason that we're going to need an odd number of energy unless it happens exactly that we play Sage and Leopard and we, you know, but anyways, that's such a long shot that I'm just going to take the Grubs because I think it's better than Sage and we're heavier red, etc., etc. Really happy about this deck. Might end up playing a 24th card. If I was going to find a 24th card right now, it would be Precise Strike. We have 15 creatures plus a Renegade Freighter, 2 Chandra's Revolutions, a Hungry Flames, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 removal spells, 2 tricks, and a Renegade Freighter. So that's actually like pretty good. I would like 16 creatures maybe, but we don't really have anything on the board that I'm excited to play. Not going to play Giant Spectacle, also it's not a creature. Not going to play Larger Than Life, not a creature. Not going to play Iron League Steed. Could play another Wayward Giant. That doesn't sound terrible. Another Wayward Giant? So, So how do we play this with 16? We'd play 9-7, 7 green. I can definitely see that. What does this recommend? 10-6, that's not happening. We have a double green spell. Alright, I like this. Thank you everybody so much for watching. Don't forget to check out the 48-hour live stream happening right now, twitch.tv/Inez27. As always, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you for games number 1, 2, 3, I think. Yeah, I think what I'm going to do is like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Anyways, see you then.